I'm here with Christian. I can see on your face you look very deflated, as we all are. I've just witnessed Arsenal go out of the Carabao Cup to Newcastle 2-0. They beat us in the home leg as well, 2-0. It's not been a good semi-final for Arsenal. Christian, your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, came into it hopeful. I think we came off our potentially best performance, best result of the season. Been in good form recently. Newcastle haven't been in good form. They got beat 4-1 at home by Bournemouth. They got beat last week 2-1 by Fulham. So yeah, I think we were a little bit hopeful. It was always a long shot going away and beating Newcastle without them scoring, like beating them 2-0 without them scoring is tough at any point. It doesn't really matter the form. We know the quality they've got in Isak and Gordon, in their midfield players. They've got a good defence. But I didn't expect Arsenal to roll over, I think, the way we did tonight.
What do you put that down to? I mean, people have offered up nerves. They've offered up the deflation of the lack of activity in the transfer window. Some people have gone a bit further and suggested that we might have spewed it today, to use the old-fashioned term, bottled it. Where do you stand on either of those three?
I think I have to look at individuals. I think Saliba, we all know how much we love Saliba. He's the best defender I've ever seen play for Arsenal. I didn't see Tony Adams really play for Arsenal. I know people say it's him. For me, William Saliba's is by far the best defender I've seen in the Emirates era. This was probably his worst performance in an Arsenal shirt. And I said it on the stream. The only thing I think I could put that down to is Isak being in his head.
Okay, but that's with respect. That's Saliba. Will put the start of that first half. So many players.
Yeah, so I'll carry on. Saliba, I think, was our worst player. I thought Gabriel was a little bit shaky. I think Miles Lewis-Skelly had a decent game. I think he was one of our better players. Timber, I don't think was too bad. I think Partey was poor, very, very poor. I think he was maybe our best player against City. People that went to the game against City all said that he was our best player. He was brilliant against City. So then the drop-off today, I don't even know what I can put that down to. Declan Rice, I think, tried a lot today, but nothing was really effective. I think even on set pieces, he was quite poor. Odegaard couldn't really get in the game, had a chance early on that he probably should have scored on his right foot. I think it was the wrong shot selection. He's gone to hit through it. I think he's just got to curl it into the near post. And then, two wingers, Trossard, Martinelli, weren't even in the game. Every time they got on the ball, they were poor. Havertz, I don't even want to talk about that guy anymore. He's just the poor game after game. I thought Ethan was a shining light when he came on. Apart from probably Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly, our two most inexperienced youngest players who can hold their head high, I don't think anyone else can. It was absolutely shocking. It
was, and I've got to say, there's a player that you didn't mention, had a very good game on Sunday, and today, for whatever reason, was just not at the goalkeeper, right? I thought he was pretty...
About David Raya.
I thought he was pretty poor.
Yeah, he was poor. He gave the ball away a few times. I think the second goal was completely on him. I don't think you can blame Declan Rice. Don't give it. If you see the player coming up behind Declan Rice, don't give him the ball. Either go to one of the fullbacks or go long. So that's definitely on Raya. It's hard, man. Like, I know you were saying on stream, don't let him get away with it. But so many of these players do put in performances week in, week out. I don't want to sit here and slaughter Saliba today because 95% of the season he puts in performances. So I don't want to go in on Gabriel. Partey's been our best midfielder this season. Okay, maybe the wingers and the attackers you can go with. I've gone in on Havertz. I said on the stream a couple of times, if you were to put this 11 on paper, from best player to worst player, most effective player to least effective player, who would you least like to sell to most like to sell? Havertz is at the bottom of the list every single time. He is the least effective player in this 11. He is the worst player in this 11. Doesn't matter how much you rate him. If you were to list Arsenal's 11 in that order, he'll be at the bottom every single time. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, listen. What I would say, and you're putting me on the spot here.
Am I wrong?
People want to hear from you.
Is he the worst player in that 11?
He didn't have a good game tonight.
He is, but he is, Laurie. Okay, and you want your number 9, you want your striker, you want your goal scorer to be your best player. Newcastle's best player is Isak.
I agree. Your number 9 is a fulcrum point of your team.
100%. When we were great, Thierry Henry was our best player. Yeah. You want your striker to be your best player. Havertz, all right, even if he's not at the bottom, he's in the bottom 3. He's in the bottom 2, maybe bottom 4. He's nowhere near the top.
Well, I think to be fair to Havertz, we have to say it was a collective failure tonight. And that's something that I want to talk about a bit more because on the stream, now, listen, Turkish, James, yourself, listen, you all made very good points and you're very vociferous about the lack of business in the transfer window is affecting the team. I think where I was coming from was that, yes, you guys are right in that, but I don't want that to be an out or an excuse for what happened tonight. That's where I was coming from.
Well, I've just explained tonight. I've just said that we were poor. I've gone through every single player. I've gone through...
No, to be fair, you have addressed it. You've addressed
the
it.
Odegaard chance was our chance to kind of get back in the tie. That was at 0-0 after they already had a goal ruled out through VAR, which we got away with because he was just offside. And after that, we capitulated. But now I will say the bigger picture. The bigger picture isn't tonight. The bigger picture isn't the Carabao Cup. Because I can excuse the Carabao Cup. It's out of the 4 competitions, it's the one I'd least likely to win. But the bigger picture and the reality now is damning. We're out of the Carabao Cup. Okay, Mickey Mouse Cup, whatever we not call it. We're not winning it.
I'm not calling it that.
But people will. There'll be people saying, but we don't even want to. We're not winning it, okay? FA Cup, we're out of. I don't want to be negative because there is so much, and I want to reiterate this, there is so much to love about this team. There is so much to love about this manager. There is so much to love about this club at the moment. There still is. Because we're not a terrible team. We're not a bad team. We're still a great team. We still have great players. We're not in a terrible position. Second in the league, third in the Champions League group stages isn't a bad place to be. But we're not going to win anything this season. And that's the bottom line. We're not making up 6, which will probably be 9 points on Liverpool next week when they essentially probably beat Everton. Even if they draw 7 points, I don't think we're making that up with the squad that we've got. We're too light. And I don't think we're winning the Champions League with the squad that we've got. I think we're too light, and we left ourselves short in the summer. We left ourselves short in January. I think Sunday, after that Man City 5-1, we were in a very good place. I think there was a lot of positivity. It was a good performance. With a day and a half to go in the transfer window, people were hopeful. People were thinking, look, if we get a player or two, even if we get a player, if we get a striker, if we get a left winger, maybe we can do something. Monday night, when that hit midnight, I think the season was essentially done. I think we knew, the board isn't showing ambition. I don't think I put it on Arteta because of what he's been saying the last couple of weeks. He's been saying that we're short, that we need a player, we need a striker. I think the board have done him dirty. And, yeah, man, if I'm being realistic for the rest of this season, I don't think we're going to win the Prem, and I don't think we're going to win the Champions League. If I want to be hopeful and I want to... This doesn't mean I'm not going to watch Arsenal. I'm not going to cheer us on. And like I said, there is still a lot to love in this team. But if I'm being realistic, it's another season without a trophy.
Okay, sobering thoughts from my man Christian, but he's honest and forthright as he always is, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much, bro.